top to bottom, it is as stacked as any card. Champions, former champions, rising stars, potentially future champions. It's an absolutely incredible card, something you rarely see in sports.
I'm excited for every one of these fights for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, seeing Nogueira make his debut.
I'm really looking forward to seeing him fight tonight.
I think he's going to do a little bit different than he did the last time. He learned something from him, so I expect that to be a good match.
2 titles on the line with Anderson Silva, who we haven't seen a lot of yet, and I'm anxious to see him against Sean Shirk. And Hermes Franca, I mean, those are 2 game fighters.
You never know what's going to happen with Hermes. He's going to hit someone with the right hand and they're going to go to sleep. So, and Sean he's so in shape and so physically dominant. He's a handful. So the whole card is great.
The main title fight, we have Anderson Silva taking on Nate Marquardt. Very well-matched fight. 2 exciting guys. Nate Marquardt is real good at getting the fight to the ground. He's got great ground and pound. But Anderson's stand-up is just on another planet,
And then the Tito Rashad fight. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
That's a crazy fight. Both these guys hate each other. A lot of bad blood, a lot of pushing and shoving and talking.
Is Joe Silva put it together? Watch me beat Rashad's ass. It's an all-star game. If you were saying, give me the best fights that you could in 2007, they could all be on this card right now.
2 great title fights and a great grudge fight.
There's not a bad fight on it, so I mean that's preliminaries into the main event. So it's got everything anyone can want on a fight card and more.
That's probably the best card in UFC history, but it's going to be a normal occurrence from now on because, with the acquisition of Pride, we've got so many different fighters in the UFC now. Every card's going to look like this. So as far as MMA fans go, it's probably going to be the best couple of years coming up that we've ever had. And we all know how good the last 6 have been, so it's only getting better.
There's a lot of spotlight on the lightweight division right now. A lot of great fighters out there, a lot of exciting fighters, and there's guys coming over from Pride, and there's guys coming from other organizations that the UFC are picking these guys up, and the division's getting a lot of attention, which is great, because I'm the lead guy in the division right now, so that gives me a lot of attention as well, and it also puts a little more pressure on my shoulders to perform too. All these other guys are performing great. I mean, these guys are looking phenomenal. So I want to go out there and I want to be the front runner and show everybody, that I deserve to hang on to that title.
I came to the United States in 2000. I started working in the construction, car wash, and I met Minotauro in 2000, He gave me good support to keep fighting, And I got a competition in Orlando in 2000, the end of 2000. And I won my division and in the absolute division, and I got a sponsor. My sponsor, he asked me, would you like to fight No Holds Barred, MMA? And I was, okay, yeah, definitely, yeah, I don't care, And I fought in hook and shoot in 2001, in the end of 2001, and I fought against Mike Brown as my first opponent. And I submitted him by triangle. I was really happy, and now I'm here in UFC, fighting for the title.
Come on, harder! 1, 10, 1 minute. 1 more. 9, 10. Wait. Thank you. Thanks. Oh, look at that.
That's perfect, Nate. Do it again. Carry that right hand a little higher when you're coming in. Always from that cheekbone. I can always tell when you're about to throw because you touch it. Beautiful feints. Now that's your balance feint, by the way. Good work. Looks great.
I watched my first UFC fight when I was 15 years old. And, I watched the first 3 UFCs on video. And, I just fell in love with the sport. And it was always a dream since then to be the UFC champion. And, now I have my chance. It's very exciting, but at the same time, you know, I look at this fight and I gotta take it just like any other fight. I have to keep my mental focus. I train just as hard. I can't train any harder. If I train any harder, I'm gonna be getting injured and overtrained. Really, you know, this fight is gonna be about who's more focused in the fight, who's better conditioned and has more heart.
Vambora! 1, 6, 4, isso! 1, 6, 4, vambora, velocidade! 1, 6, 4, vambora, vambora! Bora! 1, 2, vamos 3! Vamos 3! Vambora, vambora! 3, 3! 1, 2, 3! Vambora, Sprawl! Vai! Isso! Subiu, desceu, Sprawl!
Cleverson. Sim, eu trouxe dos meus alunos.
I brought one of my students, Cleverson, here. He's about to become a black belt in Muay Thai, and I wanted him to bring to feel the vibe and to feel the environment that he's going to eventually be in, hopefully fighting in the UFC. So I brought him here so he can come in and jump right into the fire and see what it's like, you know, to be here around the atmosphere of fighting for a championship belt.
Então jogou direto. Upper, direto. Você vai jogar esse upper pra dentro dele. Então você tá aqui, ó, jogou. Pá, tá, tá. Beleza? Vai. Direto, upper, direto. Vamos sair desse golpe dele.
Não, mas...
It's not necessarily part of the Brazilian culture. I've just always enjoyed fights and fighting, and it's just what I chose to do.
Eu acho que Deus nos deu.
I've been blessed by God to be able to be a fighter. I'm very grateful to God that I have both arms, both legs, and am healthy and able to use my arms and my legs to do what I do for a living. So I'm just very excited to be able to do what I love and have God bless me and let me do something that I love. So that's why I act the way that I act. I'm just happy to be in there and doing what I love for a living.
It is a big advantage eating all clean, fresh foods. I mean, I don't want to eat junk in anything that's not healthy before a fight, so the only way I can guarantee I know what I'm eating is if I make it myself. So everything I eat's going to be clean and fresh, and I know it's good for me. I just went grocery shopping the first night I got here, and we went to an all-organic food store, and you know, spent about $160 and got everything I needed. So got my hot plate, I got my grill, got my fridge. Fridge has got so much food in it, I actually got to put the chair in front of it, otherwise the door won't stay shut. I got to pry the door shut with the fridge, or with the chair. Can't even talk, I'm so freaking hungry. I got a bunch of ice in the tub right now, so trying to get all my waters and stuff cold, so when I get back to the room, I got ice cold water. Don't want to drink warm water after you're done cutting weight, you know. Just trying to get everything ready, so as soon as I get back after my weigh-in, all I gotta do is throw my food on there. That'll take about 5 minutes to cook. This stuff here I'm gonna cook right now because it takes about a half an hour, so that'll be cooked. So all I gotta do is warm it up when I get back, and I'll be ready to go within 5 minutes. I'll be eating as soon as I get back to my room. And plus I got a whole duffel bag full of food I'm bringing with me, so I'll probably be back up to 165 by the time I get back to this room. Been eating it every day for about a month. Throw some garlic in here. I'm throwing some white rice in here because I'm gonna eat it after the weigh-in. So basically, I want to get a good mix of fast, complex carbs and fast-burning carbs. Get some energy in my body as fast as I can. That'll be my after weigh-in meal right there. Can't wait.
Weigh-in day, I'll probably wake up and have just a little bit of water and a little bit of food, just to so I don't pass out. I'll wake up around 190, and after the food and everything, be about 191 at the most. Just waiting for the weigh-ins to happen, I would lose 2 or 3 pounds just normally. So I'm only gonna have to cut maybe 4 pounds of water weight. And usually the easiest way for me to do it is just, in the sauna or in the steam room.
I think the biggest change since I've won the belt has been more responsibility, especially winning a title like being the UFC middleweight champ. The responsibilities just get bigger and bigger. As far as myself, I feel that nothing else has really changed. I still feel that I'm the same person. I'm very humble. I'm not here to step on anybody's toes. I'm just here to do my job and pray that I stay focused and keep being a better fighter every time that I come out.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Do you like the way that the All Access came out?
It turned out great.
That was awesome.
Yeah, they did a good job, and I gave them all access. I trained hard. So.
They said you were awesome to work with too. A lot of the guys were a pain. They said you were awesome to work with. But good job making 99% of America feel like lazy bastards.
Hey, I do what I can. So, how many of those people are going to be motivated to train now?
I think
and watch the UFC.
Very inspired.
All right.
My routine's always been about hard work. Conditioning's a big attribute that I have, and hard work is something I'm willing to do. I've been doing 2 a day since probably middle school. That's all I know how to do. So I've got no problem putting the hours in the gym.
I need Herman's back up.
My man, how are you doing?
Good luck to you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I want to say I'm new. You understand?
Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry. I have a dream of that. I saw Sean Shark against Kenyon Florida like last year. I saw his fight against Matt Hughes, against George St. Pierre, against Nick Diaz, So I was like studying his game for a couple months, to do a good job because I don't want to surprise,
Sean is 100%. Shoulders are strong. Endurance-wise, strength-wise, explosion-wise, everything is healthy. He's, feels great. His cut was easy. Everything went just to plan this fight. So it feels way better knowing that he's going in 100%.
Versus Sean Shark for the lightweight championship of the world, folks. Next up, the second world title. Nate the Great Marquardt versus Anderson the Spider Silva. $182.5 for Nate. And his opponent, the UFC middleweight champion of the world, Anderson the Spider Silva. $184.5 for the champion. There it is, folks, for the UFC middleweight championship of the world. Anderson Silva and Nate Marquardt.
Hey, Greg, what fight am I? So I am the second on the main card. So I'll be fighting at about 7:30 then? 3 more hours, boys. I'll be eating some pizza. Get out of there as fast as we can. I'd like to get it over with. Yeah, I don't want to be the first fight of the night, but I'd like to be somewhere right in the middle. Get it done, Otherwise, if you're like the main event, you're sitting backstage for 4 hours waiting for your turn to fight, and you see everyone else in your locker room coming and going, and you see them go through their whole deal. They come backstage, they're happy, and the fight's over, and you're just like, just get this over with. You
Prepare for the worst, expect the best, you know, because you're training for 3 months for this point in time. And everything you're doing for a 3-month time period, everything from the meals you eat to the amount of sleep you get at night to the hours you train in the gym, everything comes down to fight night. You've got everything on the line, you've got your career on the line, there's money on the line, your family's well-being's on the line. There's no way to explain it, you know, I mean, to somebody who hasn't competed at a high level before. But it's a rush.
Let's go. Go to the war. Feeling really cool right now, you know, ready to fight. I was all day long in my room, you know, thinking about the fight, praying to God, keep my mind focused to the fight, and that's what I do always before my fight, and you know, help me a lot, so I'm feeling very good right now. My opponent, Sean Shark, has a lot of pressure. It's better for me, you know, I wanna take advantage. I don't want to pressure. That's what I always like to say. Because when you put some pressure, you know, you have to put in your shoulder. And it's hard, you know. He's just another opponent, so no pressure. You know, if I'm gonna win, if I'm gonna lose, I wanna, you know, step in the cage and fight, do my job and do well.
Coming into this fight, just like in any other fight, I look at the fighter I'm fighting, I look at what their game plan is usually, and I look at what their game plan would be against me.
Who does that little pull out with the left? You go pull out the left there?
I just got this video. I've watched, you know, like 10, 12 of his fights.
Yeah, we watched
We studied them, like, you know, months ago. You never know if you catch something new, then it would be a big mistake if you didn't watch it, you know, but I'm not seeing anything new.
Faço todas as coisas que eu faço.
My typical day before a fight is pretty much like any other day while I'm here. Just another day at the office. I wake up, have breakfast, play video games, mess around with my friends and laugh. I've been doing this for a long time. It's very natural to me.
Fights are very stressful. The training for the fights is very tough, very intense, very hard on your body, very hard mentally. You get injuries and you have doubts sometimes, and I find my strength in God, and even more so closer to the fight. It gets very stressful. I can't really you know, look at this fight like it's a title fight and enjoy it, you know, before the fight. I'm here, this is business, you know, this is what I do. So after the fight's over, then I can look back and go, man, that was pretty awesome.
Todas as pessoas que estão envolvidas.
The camaraderie of our team, the way that we deal with one another, it's so much more than just a team. The way that everyone here looks out for one another, we really are a family.
When I step into the cage, I just kind of try to let things happen. I have a game plan, and I work a lot of his strengths. I work a lot of my strengths, so I'm ready for everything that's going to happen. In the beginning of the fight, I think I'd probably take him down and feel him out and tire him out, because he is a dangerous fighter on the feet. I'm looking to hit. I'm going to hit him as much as I can. The more I hit him, the less he wants to fight. So I'm going to put as much leather in his face as I possibly can. And his cardio has always been suspect. Now we're talking about a 25-minute fight. I could fight 3 25-minute fights. I've got no questions about it. I think he's going to get tired after the first or second round.
Sean Shark has a good game. He's a good wrestler. He's so strong. On the top, he's an excellent fighter. You know, from the bottom, he's horrible, you know. You just have one game. Take the guy down and ground and pound. That's it. I want to try, you know, sweep him or take him down. Definitely I can do it. I believe in myself, you know, in my training, on my team, so I can do that. So if I take him down, I'm gonna keep him, on the bad spot and finish the fight.
Hermes' strengths are his punching power. He's very unorthodox on the feet. He doesn't throw straight punches, technical boxing. His jiu-jitsu is really good. I mean, he attacks legs, attacks arms, attacks necks. He goes from submission to submission to submission, so he's always threatening something. People think I'm a wrestler. I mean, I've been wrestling for 26 years, but I've been training jiu-jitsu for 13, so I'm very versatile in submissions. I know what I'm supposed to do and what I'm not supposed to do. So physically, I'm going to be hard to submit because of the short arms and the short neck, and technically, I know what I'm supposed to do and what I'm not supposed to do, so that makes it's going to be a difficult task for him to submit me.
If you look at this fight and compare it to football, it's like a run and gun team versus a grinded out team. But it's different than football because any one shot by the run and gun team can end the fight. So that's what I'm saying. I have to be very focused. Anderson is a very well-rounded fighter. He has really good stand-up, really good ground. He's very athletic. He's quick and explosive, and he's a finisher. He looks for the finish. Everybody has weaknesses and holes in their game, but his are really subtle. But I definitely see some areas where I can get him.
I'm not too worried about what my strengths or weaknesses of my opponent is. I'm focused on what my game plan is and what I'm going to do to win this fight. I'm going to do my game against him. I'm not going to fall into his trap, and that's what people want to see. People want to see fights. They don't want to see people holding on, smothering, and neutralizing games. That's not good for the fans, that's not good for the sport, that's not good for anybody. I think people want to see people actually fight and see truly who the real champion is.
For me, being an exciting fighter for the fans and winning the fight are the same thing. I go out in every fight, I give my heart in that fight. I've never given up in a fight, but at the same time, what do you consider an exciting fight? Just two guys going out throwing haymakers at each other like amateurs? Or do you consider a technical bout where guys are still, giving their hearts and giving everything that they have in the fight?
I feel as fighters, we have the responsibility to the public to provide a good, exciting fight. As far as Nate's game being that he likes to smother and neutralizes people's game, the level of fighters in the UFC is at a very high level now. And guys who use that strategy of fighting are really a lower level fighter.
I'm more of a technical guy, but definitely, I have knockout power. I can end a fight anytime. I definitely would say I'm looking for the finish in this fight, but at the same time, I'm completely ready for it to go all 5 rounds.
That's the hardest part about being in the corner. I love Hermes like an older brother to me, and I wish I could tell him to sit down right now and let me go in there and fight for him, you know what I mean? He trained so hard, I'm so proud of him. No matter what the outcome is, I don't care. Takes a lot of courage to go in there for a 5-round fight, especially with Sean Shirk, and I love him either way.
Some people think you have to defend the belt to make the belt yours. I mean, I won that belt's mine. And when I step into the cage, that's my belt to lose. Now that I've actually got the belt and I feel like what it's like to be the champion, I want to keep it. Hermes doesn't know what that feels like right now. Right now he thinks, it'd be great to be champion, but he doesn't know what it's like to be the champion. I know what it's like to be the champion. So it just makes me want to work that much harder to keep it. Makes me want to fight that much harder to make sure my hand gets raised and that belt comes home with me.
Your time.
Coming out in 5 seconds. 4, 3 seconds. Let's go, then. Oh, yeah.
walk to the cage, you know, like exactly, you know, it's very cool. But one fighter one day told me, say, Hermes, that's your momento, you know? You got the moment, you know, so it's your commercial, you know? So that's what I like to put in my mind, you know? I have 1 minute, maybe less than that, you know, to show who I am. Well, of course, when I step in the cage, boom, it's just Hermes Frank over there, focus 100 times, you know, 100% focus, so I can mix it up, you know. I can be happy outside and, you know, stay focused inside.
Walking out to the octagon is probably one of the best parts of fighting, you know, for me, because that's I mean, it's a rush of emotion. You know, you're getting ready. You train for 3 months for a fight. Everything you do for 3 months, everything you eat, every ounce of energy is going into this one moment in time, you know. Saturday night, UFC 73, everything comes down to when I step into the cage. And you're walking out there and you know everything's on the line now, and it's time to perform, it's time to go to work. And you know that, you know, there's 4 or 5 million people watching you. You're live on TV. You've got 18,000 people screaming in the crowd. Whether they love you or hate you, they're still screaming, and they've got some emotion towards you. It's awesome. I mean, literally, I feel like a modern-day gladiator walking out for war.
Hermes, use your left hand elbow. Kneel, kneel, knee to head.
For the winner, and still the UFC lightweight champion of the world, the Muscle Shark, Sean Shark.
What are we gonna do, you guys? We gotta get in the gym and we gotta do something.
Okay. You're doing good position, just let loose. Hermes was, you were out scrambling. At that point, you just let it go. Even if he gets away, you can put him wherever you want him. Just let him go.
We gotta do something.
Okay, I'll guarantee you.
BJ Penn's next.
The first minute I went to the guillotine and was tired, you know, was so tired. And he's so professional.
His first choke was tight. It was tight, you know. Fortunately, again, I've got a 27-inch neck, and I had my ornament, so I was defending well.
It's some good knees, though. I'm glad I got a good job.
Oh, yeah.
He dropped me once, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I've never been dropped before.
You were this far away. Yeah. Well,
everything was moving in slow motion. I'm like, oh,
this far away from.
To my fans, thanks for the support, thanks everybody, you know. I'm not saying I disappoint you guys because, you know, it was a war. I did my job, you know, excellent fight, in my opinion, was an excellent fight. And I'll be back strong than ever.
Ultimately, keeping the belt is the most important thing. I want to be really exciting for the fans and make the fans love me and want to watch me fight. So, not 100% happy with my performance, I'll admit it. But I'm not going anywhere, and it's my belt until somebody comes and takes it from me. So.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, Nate.
None of that stuff really affects me. I don't even really hear any of that stuff. You know, I listen to my teammates, my coaches. I try not to ignore the people, you know, in a rude way, but at the same time, I'm just so focused.
Fight in front, fight in front. This way, this way. This way, baby.
Já chega junto. Começou, já vai lá pro meio já. Domina o meio do ringue. Determinado, duro. Fica ligado pro chute embaixo, fica ligado no chute embaixo pra você botar no tempo certo.
Thanking God that I'm pretty much a perfect person with both legs, both hands, and I'm able to do something that I love for a living. And I'm just excited and just very satisfied that I'm finally gonna get in the octagon and do what I
Single Sorry, man. You're awesome.
You dominated the entire round, Dave. You dominated the entire round. The only part you lost was at the very end. Even when you had the single leg and he was whacking you were still driving and winning. He's hurting right now, but he'll be back. We'll climb back up the ladder, and it was a tough loss. We were winning the whole round, just got caught with something at the end, so we'll be back.
Mas eu não vou vender barato. Nem fudendo.
Não tem o que falar. Acho que os meus amigos.
I have really nothing to say. I just have to thank all my friends, everybody that's been there to support me and help me prepare for this fight. Once again, all my hard training and all my hard work showed in the ring.
Thank you, my fans. Thank you, my sons. Thank you, my mother, my father, my brothers. Thank you so much. I like you, America. I like UFC. Bye.